Welcome everyone. Lovely, lovely, wonderful to see you. I always love watching the delay in the broadcast. You were watching me light the candle, I think, when I started. So Akasha here, Nana Akasha. Welcome to this beautiful and blessed day, October 15th, 2021. How amazing is it that we're here? We are into this grand transformation, this societal reset, the scientists call it. The prophecies from millennium now in so many different ways and cultures, what the stars say, on and on and on. And we can feel it now, we can see it now. We're having the massive breakdown that is the metamorphosis. Truly, truly, I know this is difficult because everybody has challenging things happening in their life. However, this is the biggest blessing. We are so honored to get to be here. We are kick-ass souls to choose to be here now. And the fact that we can be here now and ride this accelerated transformation, experience something no other person on this planet has ever experienced because it didn't exist. The path, the light, the structure, the energy, the levels of consciousness, the states of consciousness that we're able to reach, the speed with which we can heal, transform, run into a deep fear, walk through it, and release it. That can happen in seconds, minutes, days, months, not years, decades, and lifetimes anymore. So it's more intense. There's a lot of uncertainty. What used to work doesn't work anymore. And there's an unrest and a frustration, right, within most people of, well, once we got past the fear, are we all going to die? How do I protect my children and all of this craziness? Am I going to run out of food and toilet paper? And I mean, just think back about that epic thing. But we've changed our lives. We've changed who we are, who we think we are, what we believe, and we've changed our values already. So many of my clients, we all shut down. Everybody had to go home. Level of frustration, not being able to stay in your routine, having to get used to being around your kids or your spouse or whoever might be there. All of these different things came up, but we were forced to go within and we were forced to look at a lot of those frustrations because we're not free. We thought we were free. Oh, I'm working hard 80 million hours and doing this and doing that, and I'm obligated to everybody else, and I've sacrificed myself, and I've suffered, and I've worked hard, and now, and you know, I'm in kidney overload. I'm exhausted. There's so much that is not working in the way that things are. But we become in our habits, we become in our traditions, we become used to it. We're all conditioned from some culture, some family, some ancestry, some different experiences. We're also programmed and conditioned from all of our soul. So it's just was amazing to me the other day. I actually was looking through my email. I have gobs of email. I don't even know how much email because I rarely look at it. There's a few people that I like to follow. I like to follow some astrologers because I'm not an astrologer and I like to understand the weather, the energy that's coming up, that's happening. And I like to then say, oh, okay, this is the weather. It's going to be rainy. It's going to be this. It's going to be that. Then I'll alter my expectations, what I plan to get done, what I do, how to use that energy. Right? When you're on a plane, you don't do the things that you do when you're climbing a mountain. You adapt. However, we've been blind to the energy. We've been blind to, and most of you are some form of empath or intuitive. Everybody's intuitive, okay? Even the people who say, there's no such thing as energy. And they don't even want to listen to science now. And that's fine. You be where you are. But if you're here anywhere near me, you're waking up and you're waking up at an accelerated rate and you have something within you that's you're stuck or you want or you're not certain or you're ready for something bigger or you just love the little taste you've had of this and there's an uncertainty. So it's okay to be unhappy. I prefer a different word. Uncomfortable. It's okay to be uncomfortable in your life because it is what inspires change. I really always use the metaphor because it is one of the most stunning things to see a caterpillar and a butterfly and think they're the same being. And here's what's even more amazing. The caterpillar just knows suddenly it's inspired. It feels inspired. It listens to that inner urge to go sit somewhere and make this web. And then it literally melts to goo. Okay, so imagine if your body started to melt. If you felt like I need to go wrap up in bed, and then suddenly your shape of who you are, the thoughts of who you are, the beliefs you have about yourself, they just begin to melt. You become less and less solid, less and less dense, less and less formed to that particular conditioning. A caterpillar becomes a kick-ass at climbing and chewing and whatever a caterpillar does, right? Or a tadpole, to a frog, or there's a lot of things that do this. And here's the amazing thing, though. This thing is called an imaginal cell, and I believe we have an imaginal cell too. I think it is our 8 original cells at the base of our spine. This is a physical thing, and it's an energetic thing. If you're familiar with your spiritual anatomy, your light body, you have chakras or energy centers that bring energy in and take energy out. They're like little train stations in different parts of your body that help your body to actually be able to function. So you need food, and you need water, and you need air. But that's not the only thing you need, because a body without something in it, so you're in a body, and this body is a car, and you only get this car. You can't trade it in, right? You can't say, I want a new one. You have to leave the body and come back in a different body if this body has something that doesn't function well. So not only is it that we want to be able to perceive more, but we've been limited by believing we are this body. And that, this body is too short or too fat, or my lips are too big, or my hips are too small, or this or that, or oh my goodness, right? And this is part of the conditioning. Maybe your family told you be quiet, don't be heard, don't noise, you don't deserve. I've heard it all, okay? I've been working with people for 30-some years in some form or another, and I thought I was the only one, of course, out there with all this beliefs about myself, and I was never good enough, and I had to work hard, and I was only a good enough person if I was working so hard and I was so stressed that I was suffering and miserable. Then I would go to, well, good for you. Good for you, right? And it was that constant treadmill that we call the rat race, where we're conditioned to seek fulfillment, to manifest, to make appear in our lives, to bring into form, to create our lives aligned with what everybody else told us. Now, let's be fair. We're not very precocious. A giraffe or a zebra or something is born and up and walking and running within seconds. It takes us a year, right? It takes, we take longer to develop. There's more complex nervous systems. We live longer typically. So there's other aspects. And here's the thing. Your body is simply the vehicle for you to go into physical form. But you are this infinite field. You are this infinite, you are layers and layers and layers. You have an emotional body. I'm sure you're quite aware if somebody pisses you off or triggers you in some way, woo, the emotion comes out, right? So manifesting magic, this is the challenge, and we're doing the intuitive manifesting tomorrow, so I hope you'll join us. Go to shop.nanakasha.com and you'll see it. There's also a website somewhere. But the reason this is so important is to acknowledge that we are not the body, that what you're suspecting, what you're learning, what you're experiencing when you meditate, when you go to a retreat, when you talk to nature, when you whatever, do your yoga or go for a walk, whatever your thing is, you're here because you feel called to go more, to learn more, to communicate more and more and more with all of who you are, instead of with just, see if I can cover up that, okay, with just your body and just thinking this is what it is. So example, all right, I've been through, I'm a homeopathic doctor and a many certified healing things, and flower essence and hypnotherapist and shamanic healer, and on and on. And what happened is, over time of this constant absorption of information and experiences and studying and mentorship, is what we go on our inner inner path, and that inner path does not go, at first we align it with, I want more money, I want a better job, I want a different position, I want, this bigger house, because that's what we were told was success. That's what we should achieve these things. And so then there's the whole complicated thing of all the energy you carry around from beliefs and things that happened in this life and all the other parts of your soul. You have a multifaceted soul. Certain other lives, past lives or other parts of you, however you want to put it, are in already you have an agreement to stay very connected to. So you're going to start connecting to those more and more. And they're going to have skills, wisdom, experiences you can draw on. They're also going to have fears and beliefs that are negative or low vibration that you share. And that's the reason you're connected. So the body is simply the suit you're wearing, like if you were a deep sea diver, to be in this environment. Who you are is not the fear and the negativity, and who you were told you were. Like, you've got to be a doctor, or a lawyer. I had that one client, it just shocked me. At the time, I was just amazed, but now I know this is what we do, is we keep taking on beliefs and habits, we keep sacrificing, we keep putting ourselves last, energetically or emotionally, and that's changed a lot. So congratulations, because you're here, which means you're putting yourself and your spiritual growth and your understanding, your self-realization and your self-re-empowerment, you're giving it some attention. But we've been told it's not important, it's silly, it's for kids, intuition and all this stuff. Put it aside, do it in your own time, don't talk about it in general. So if you have a family that didn't believe it or didn't like it, if you remember, I saw this with myself and my children, that little children are adored for their intuitive skills and their imaginary friends and their creativity and their access to all these other things and their belief in magic and miracles. All right. But then at a certain age, you're told, stop it. That doesn't work. Grow up. It's not true. You can't have that. Santa's not real, and on and on and on. So we're broken, right? We stay in that space. And if you're an empath or a sensitive or intuitive, which you most likely are if you're here, that means you probably have been through phases like early childhood where you were super connected, but then maybe you took on everybody else's energy. So you learned to shut down, or you were criticized for it. Now, most people have brought forward a fear. I call it the burned at the stake syndrome. What this means is many different lives we have been killed, unfairly stolen from, beheaded, outcast, imprisoned, burned at the stake, hung, maybe even energetically, just what is it called, gaslighting, or those kind of things. Our throat cut off, our voice cut off. Do what we say, please us. And a watered down version of that exists in your life, in everyone's life. So for me, I was driven to please my parents. I was super driven to please my parents. I wanted to be good enough, and so I became this super overachiever. I learned a lot of things. I became the best at a lot of things, and there's certain qualities that were good, but the energy inside of that, what drove me, was not healthy. What drove me was the fear of not being good enough. What drove me was lack. What drove me was never enough, never enough, never enough. I'm never enough. And then constantly not supporting myself and feeling like what I wanted was out of reach, yet I could manifest it. I can't even tell you the things I've manifested. It's stunning. Okay? And then at some point I would pretty much lose it all, and then I would build it up, and then I would lose it all, and then I'd build it up. And boy, talk about following the sacred snake, the sacred cycles of transformation, shed, and finally emerge back into your spirit. I love that about the serpent. A lot of cultures have this, but this is a Mayan goddess, Ishel. She's the moon goddess, fertility, rainbow, abundance, all kinds of wonderful things. But this is how they depicted the snake on the head. And Kukulkan is a guide to show you, just like that, you have embedded within you the codes that are optimal for you to remember who you are. So this is a time of breaking down all those conditionings, all those fears, everything that has driven you. And you may be conscious of some of them. You're not conscious of all of them. And you just keep going until you reach a point where you're more in the new, you're more in the flow, in the moment. Oh, this is a wonderful day. I wonder what's going to happen today. Oh yeah, I was thinking about manifesting a house. Ooh, what could I look up today? I'll walk around and I'll ponder this. I'll practice that. I'll think about this. These are the qualities that I'm going to feel in my new house. Okay? So today we're going to do a little fun exercise. So I call this manifesting magic because I truly believe that when you shed these conditions, beliefs about who you are, what you had to be, and you're able to actually start to decipher between the ego driving voice, the one that said, oh yeah, this is what you're meant to do. I received guidance and I went like crazy after that and it didn't go well. Well, one way or the other, you learned an epic amount, so it's perfect, okay? And then maybe that was because you weren't ready to say, no, I have to stop pleasing this person. I see it with my clients. I have one beautiful client. We've worked together for about a year now, and she has had the most amazing changes. From manifesting money and jobs, going through relationships with people in past lives that were so uber intense. And every time, despite the squeezing, because remember the metamorphosis, you lose your form, you forget who you are, you can't stay the same. So let it go. Let go of the relationships or let them morph. Let go and let people not be happy with you. Let go of waiting for people to say it's okay for you to do what you want or be who you are. I'm sorry, this is not easy. I didn't think it was easy at the time either, yet it's not an option anymore because this wave is building, this energy is accelerating. We haven't even reached the middle of this metamorphosis. We're still breaking down. So the sooner that you say, you know what, these old ways don't work anymore. What doesn't work anymore that I keep wishing worked or keep mourning for, right? We have a grief for, well, I used to do this and it made a lot of money. And when I work with people with their own businesses especially, or even with high-paying jobs, I see this too, is, wow, I used to have like 5 offers all the time, and now I'm struggling to find one person who can pay me even a third of my salary I used to get. Or I used to be able to work really, really, really long hours, and I used to think, and then I worked 10 jobs, and then I would do this. I would get up and get my kids ready for school, and I'd take them to school. And then I would I had a real estate investing company. I'd start driving around, and I would often meet a colleague for breakfast, and we'd talk about deals and strategies, and then I would meet contractors, and I would look at houses all day and do whatever I was doing. And then I would pick up my kids, and then I would do kids for hours and hours. And then once they were in bed, I would go work on the computer and look for more properties. And this was quite a while ago, so it was very new computer land. However, the point I literally got 4 to 5 hours of sleep a night. I can't do that anymore. So what did you used to do that doesn't work for you anymore? Now, maybe that's my age. Maybe that's because I've raised my consciousness and becoming more lighter, more enlightened, so to speak. And it's just, well, that doesn't make any sense. Why would I want this plant to grow but deprive it of sunlight? Why would I ask a little seedling to grow a beautiful tomato plant for me while not watering it or feeding it and sticking it out in the freezing cold? You wouldn't do that, but we've done that to ourselves. So we have to decide what's the qualities we want so we can attune to it. And we have to realize what doesn't work anymore. Are you trying to make things happen, or are you stuck in looking at it? Like, well, that used to work, but it doesn't work. I don't know what to do. Now I feel stuck, or now I feel trapped. Okay. So this client that I have has been through so many ups and downs, so many metamorphoses, because the whole truth can't reveal itself to you. It's a spiral and it unfolds. This is one of the other things they loved about the serpent as a guide to enlightenment, is that spiral that it sits in like this. This is why they made the pyramids like this. You come back up to awareness of who you are, and that is this moment. All right, so my candle's getting a little warm right there. I want to say hi. I love Ocean Goddess and all the beautiful emojis and the dolphins. I've been talking to the dolphins. I'm like, hey, dolphins, come in. We have dolphins out here, but I don't see them very often. So, hi, Josie. Yes, yes, yes. Yay. Hi, Pat. Hi. Good morning, Fairy Godmother Nan. Thank you, love you, bless you for this opportunity. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Push those fears down through your body and release them to Mother Earth to be transmuted to light. This is really brilliant, because Gaia actually really does like composting. So if you don't have to push it, but whatever way works for you. I used to, when Chris had his seizure, I used to do a very advanced energy healing technique where I extended my fingers and I would reach into his brain and pull out these energies that were causing static. He was picking up everything. He could feel the vibrations off his hand, and this is a man who could never see or feel energy before. So he had an awakening, and I would pull it out and I would put it over and put it down into Gaia very, very carefully and specifically, and she was more than happy to take it. Hey, Tracy in Jamaica, all right. Everything is energy. The transformational darkness of the chrysalis. It's true, but we're so, one of my clients this week said, I'm such a planner. And that part of me is like, okay, we're in limbo, or we're in a holding pattern, or I can't move forward because of COVID, or I can't move forward because of my kids, or can't, but this other part of her was a very vital part of her. So what we did was we just discovered, okay, things are breaking down, and part of you is recognizing, well, maybe I'm not physically going to move or do a lot of movement right now. That doesn't mean you can't travel, build. She loves to create, like decorate a room. She's creating a music room for her kids now. How awesome is that, right? That wouldn't have happened if she was still going to work. So you see, certain things don't work for her anymore, being the planner all the time. So she's going to plan to take more time just to be, to receive. So if you want to manifest something new, you can think about it, visualize it, and take action towards it. But you first have to have the inspiration, and then you have to keep in the guidance of it, because the energy you put into it is going to affect it, all right? And then she's like, that's what I love, because I said her energy field told me she needs more creativity, and she's very successful in her job and she likes it, so that's good. She has some relationship things and challenges with family, but this inner, like, what are you? I kept going deeper, and you, because everything was about everyone else, everyone else, everyone else. And then she was like, I want clarity. And I said, what about creativity? Well, no, And then she said, oh, I'm making this music room for my kids, and I love planning it, and I'm putting this on the wall, and I have guitars over here, and this and that, and what a wonderful thing. So in the end, we did an incredible journey where we were taking her so that she could begin to create her own personal space in other realms, not in her house where other people could come in, but she now has she can plan this thing. Ooh, I want a room with crystals and waterfalls. Ooh, I want to go in and have a big couch. This is what mine's like, with a big screen where I manifest and I see things and I vision and I ask for answers to come to me and different things like this. And on the way, guess what we did? We got there, and there was this amazing guide that was like a big teddy bear. And this was, a lot of childhood guides are coming forward right now, in case you happen to be feeling yours. And there was this like crystal ball, and you could see inside of it the path that she was meant to get on, and the greenery, and it was very beautiful. But it was warped, and basically she couldn't get into it. She couldn't enter the screen. She couldn't enter that other reality. She couldn't even do this, in a relaxed state. And because her mind was full of this and this. So we asked for what was blocking her to come forward, and did some other things. And what manifested in her hands was a very heavy lump of burden and obligations that we discovered were not only from this life and from early childhood. She was required to babysit her brother from a very young age, and she was punished for his behavior. So you can imagine the level of responsibility you carry. I better control everybody's behavior because I don't want to get in trouble. This is embedded, right? And it went to other lives. When we were able to go into it and transform it, now she has this lighter feeling. She has this freedom from that old pattern that has been preventing her from manifesting. She's manifesting money and she's healthy, but she has challenges like everybody else. Now she's like, oh my gosh, I have a freedom. I can do something to create the environment for me. I can fill it with the flavor, the energy that's optimal for me, so that what she does create, as she's waiting, the planner part of her can do something. And this is very, very very powerful thing to do because she's building an inner manifestation creation station, right? And we're going to do that tomorrow, build our creation station as well. So in this building, remember the flavor, the energy, okay? Don't be doing it the way you used to, and don't be bringing the energies. Be very conscious of them because those little heavy energies can sneak in there. Hi, Nabila. Oh, me is thrumming with the Manifesting Challenge and Workshop. I sat with my vision board yesterday, and did the exercise from day one, and it connected with pure joy in the first part. At one point, I was tapping my feet like a child full of excitement. Then when it came to can I believe I can have it and keep it, I saw some blocks. Wonderful, wonderful. It seems very, very simple. And I gave this to you in the first Manifesting Challenge for free. It's a little tiny bit of what we're going to do tomorrow. It's kind of one of our first steps. So really, like Nabila did, go back and use it because as simple it may seem, it comes up, and because it's thinner and thinner now. One of the reasons I love that it's October is we're moving into the thinner veil. You're going to have about a month from now till the middle of November where the veil, the density thins, and we begin to be able to perceive other realms more and more easily. What a perfect time to manifest. What a perfect time to let go. Saw 3 big pods of dolphins yesterday swimming by on the East Coast in New Jersey. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Thank you for sharing that. I feel so excited. Every day that I swim, every day that I go out to the beach, I heart-to-heart weave. I heart-to-heart weave with Gaia and with the ocean and with the dolphins and the mermaids and the crater and the sun and blah, blah, blah. And I do all this, and when I'm in it, I'm accepting the healing, but I'm always talking to the dolphins because I'm like, come on, man, I'm your bud. I haven't manifested sightings here, though, even though I know they're there. So, okay, so let's take a look now, and we're going to dive into a little exercise so that you can, this is what I want here, screen. There we go. All right. Hopefully you can see this. Unfortunately, I can't hear you when we're on this thing. All right, so welcome to day 2. We didn't have day 2, official day 2, because we had the power went out for about an hour and a half, right around our time. So, okay, so like I said, I want to invite you to intuitive manifesting. We're going to do this now. The question I got the other day is the client I was just talking about. She said at the end of it, I said, are you coming to the manifesting retreat? And she said, I don't think I know about it. I've been too busy to look. So we talked about it, and she said, oh yeah, I'm going to sign up. She said, my question is, if I can't come to the full 5 hours live, is it okay? Yes, it's okay. In fact, if you can't come at all, it's okay, because after tomorrow it goes to full price. So you'll have these 4 steps to manifesting regardless. You'll have the audios, you'll have the videos. This is the direct page, or you can go to shop.nanakasha.com. So there'll be a link below if you're watching this after we're live. All right, so in the intuitive manifesting tomorrow, we're going to go through these 4 steps, and they're going to include processes. They're going to processes like this, talking and pulling information out, but then experiential processes, and they're going to be all bundled up. So now I want you to remember you already have everything you need within to manifest the life your soul intended. This is a very important and powerful statement, so write it down. I already have everything I need within me, already encoded within me, like a seed that's underneath. This was so powerful. This was part of the journey. There was like a forest fire that looks horrible on the top, but underneath the soil, there's still the seeds. And the next year, you see this incredible field of wildflowers and new growth because the codes are preserved. So this is a belief that it is vital for you to begin to accept. And it's all about acceptance, because you can receive something but never use it. I used to receive beautiful bath accessory baskets, and they were so gorgeous, but I didn't feel worthy of it. Oh, that's too expensive. So I'd just leave it all together, or I'd give it to someone else. So you can receive things, but if you don't accept them. So put this down as a vital mindset to excuse me, I got a dry throat, to embody. And again, just like the exercise we did, you will, if you say this, I already have everything I need within to manifest the life my soul intended. Oh, you're going to run into those blocks, right? That's when you declare it and then you watch. You don't declare it and then cringe like, ooh, I wonder if it's true. You watch. You let go of being the body. You let go of being the fear. You let go of being that. You become the inner being inside this car looking at it, okay? Does manifesting a job, a house, money, fulfilling relationships, true love, does it feel hard? Does it feel like you'll work really hard, but maybe it won't work? Or do you feel like it'll be taken away from you? That was my big one underneath after I waded through so many of my negative or conditions, beliefs about myself, truth about whether you can have wealth and prosperity or not, whether you're worthy of it, is it hard to get, isn't it hard to get? What you were told you have to do. I've helped so many people manifest money. And one of the most common things is that there's very few channels within the mind that believe money can come to you. So you're standing there trying to, catch water from only accepting 2 drops of all the rain falling around you. No, only these 2 drops, these 2 little rivers or whatever you call them, droplets, I'm going to collect from instead of opening up and collecting from the whole downpour, okay? So you want to know this. Does it feel hard? What feels hard? What are the qualities that you have? It's difficult, it's exhausting, one of the ones I used to hear a lot was, it's going to change me. I'm going to not be happy. I'm not going to have time for myself or my kids. I'm going to become a harsh, mean, evil, greedy person. And there's a lot of being told you can't have. Who do you think you are? Why do you think you can have that? We've literally had that from family. Who do you think you are to be happy? You can't be happy. Everyone's miserable, So if you feel tired from chasing what you want, I certainly got there, working too hard, never feeling fulfilled, or if you feel like you have to do it all yourself and it still doesn't work out, exhausted, this eventually goes from, I'm going to try, to, oh, it didn't come in time, or it wasn't enough, or I didn't keep it, or it was good for a while, but now it changed, and then I'm going to try, and then I'm down to where I don't really know if I want to, it's not going to work out. So this new way of manifesting is because we are in this metamorphosis, and as you break down, you have to let go of more of your beliefs. So if you had moments like magic, if you've had moments of frustration where you wished and worked hard and it didn't sync up right, then you've got to say, okay, I know I've been up and I've been down. That's what life on planet Earth is all about. It isn't about me being perfect. I didn't do anything wrong. I'm not good enough because I didn't make $1 million by the time I was 10, or I didn't, build a business that kept going up, 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 up. I've built businesses and then closed them many, many times. Been through all kinds of feelings like, yay, I did it, and I finally synced it, everything's good, and like, oh no, it all crashed, I must be a loser. So everybody's had the opportunity to ride that scale. What is that? That's like squeezing out this crappy energy that we're carrying around that is affecting our manifestations. So energy, energy, energy. If your energy and your frequency can be measured, can be photographed, what do you think they do when you go to the hospital and they hook all these machines up and you do an MRI, or they measure your pulse or this or that? They're measuring the energy in your body, okay? And you have a lot of energy in your body, and you're carrying a lot of old fears from other lives, from youth. You're carrying things you know, carrying things you don't know. So way you think, the way that we think and create is completely new, because we can no longer force it, push it, ignore these inner fears, drag them around with us. Like my client, this huge burden and sense of responsibility she was carrying was exhausting her, making her feel stuck, making her feel like she's just got to wait. If you feel like you have to wait, you don't have to wait. No more waiting, please. So let's look at the energy, and I want you to think, what used to work for you? okay, that doesn't work anymore? What used to work for you that doesn't work anymore? So I've had clients who said, I used to market my business and get a lot of clients by doing this, and it doesn't work anymore. So it might be a form of marketing. Certainly advertising on Facebook has changed, email marketing has changed, many less people open your emails than in the early days of the internet. Certainly a lot of people are taking jobs for less that they made before, all right? And so if there are those kinds of things, but it could be, like we said, working long hours, right? I used to do that, I can't. In fact, when I do work long days and have a lot of focus, I can run down my body, or I have to counter it with a good amount of meditating, swimming, walking on the beach, talking to the angels, whatever. I have to balance it now. Doing what you do not love. This is something that most people were taught to do. You can't make money and be happy. You can't make money doing what you love. That's ridiculous, and that's ridiculous that we did that, but it's what we were told. So we're not blaming anybody. We're not going to get dragged down again. We're just doing that. So think about it. Am I doing what I do not love and doing it just for the money? So I've seen this for well over a decade, people becoming frustrated. I'm going to just do this for the money, then I'm going to do what I really love. I'm going to do this until I'm 50, then I'm going to retire, and then I'm going to live where I want. I'm going to do this until my kids grow up, and then I'll go do what I want. Don't do it, okay? This moment will never happen again, and if there's something you want, I remember one of the first things that happened when we got the shutdown for COVID was clients who had been to my retreats contacted me saying, I am so incredibly grateful that I decided to do that. I can't, now I'm craving. I wish I could travel. I wish I could come to the pyramids. I wish I could do these things. And, our access to things has changed. So do it now. Look at Notre Dame burned down, or part of it burned. I've been there many, many, many times. I have many photographs. I started going there as a child. I lived in Europe. And so I have that blessing that I got to see it, because it'll never be the same. I don't know what they're actually going to do with it, but it won't ever be the same. Now, how about beliefs? What beliefs, what habits, what TV shows, what music, what people, what routine, what daily routine, what schedule do you have that used to work for you, that you're trying to force on yourself, or you're trying to stay attached to, or you no longer feel like it works, and maybe you're in limbo, maybe you're looking for guidance on what should I do, what is next? Doesn't work anymore. So take a moment to just let that come through. Ask that of yourself. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. I ask to be connected to my highest good and that which is optimal for me at this time. Take another deep breath in. I am that I am, and I am here with reverence, presence, and love. And one more deep breath in. Feel like you're pulling all of you into this moment. I'm an excellent receiver and a clear and open channel to my highest good. Now relax. All right, I'm ready to release, to let melt, to go deeper into this metamorphosis of the things that do not work for me anymore, do not vibe for me, do not feed my soul, my mind, my body. I'm ready to know what they are. I'm ready to release them. What is it that used to work for me that doesn't anymore? And it's time for me to acknowledge, give thanks, and let go of. Now, your goal here isn't to start analyzing, isn't to use your brain and your thinking beta brain, okay? This is to connect to your intuitive channels, connect to the wisdom of your heart, your soul, the information embedded in your cells or your DNA, the information that are in your chakras, in your subtle bodies, in your mind, the information that are in your blueprint, who you're here to be, not who you are. All right. And then you listen. You become a receiver. So how do you manifest if all you do is, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this, act, 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 rush, 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 push, push, push? When are you in receiving mode? What if there was 80 million people around you standing there full of armfuls of what you want, going, hello, 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 over here, over here, over here? Especially with money, I usually see in people's fields, oh, well, you've got this here, you've got that here, but they don't see it, or they don't recognize it, or they haven't been willing to take the action because of something they're doing. So if you're still manifesting the old way, if you're still running your life the old way, break it down, let it fall down apart, become something different, okay? What is important is that you've already changed. So you're already wanting something new, or you're already trying something new, or you're already ready for something new. And it's time that you consciously realize, recognize, you take note, and you begin to actively support yourself with what uplifts you now. So I need more sleep. I need being time. I need snuggle time with my honey. I need beach time. I need water time. I need sun or sunset or walking. I need something in nature. I need certain things every day. I need to do my stretching and my yoga and my different exercises as little or as much as is optimal. So instead of beating myself up, I didn't do 45 today. I did a little bit, and I did the next day. And every day I'm present in the moment. What would be optimal for me right now? How could I support myself? What would make me feel delighted, on fire, inspired? How could I do this thing that I have to do today that I'm not really excited about, and bring a different energy into it? So go to a dentist, talk to a lawyer, have a confrontational conversation with somebody you know or a family member, okay? Well, take something that I don't really want to do it, right? Well, here's the thing. Guilt, shame, blame, anger, frustration, craving, victimhood, these are all those low states of consciousness. So this is the scale of vibrational consciousness that we reference to understand energy. These are qualities, these are flavors. Have you ever felt guilt? Have you ever felt blame? Okay, well, that's a very low state, and we usually blame ourselves, often blame other people, or blame the government, or blame this, or blame that, or blame the weather, or blame something. Well, what happens when you blame anything? You don't have any power. You're trying to manifest your life from this deep, heavy place, and then what you manage to manifest from this is full of blame and guilt. So then you manifest this business, and you're like dragging yourself. Oh, I don't feel good enough, and I feel bad because I didn't do everything right, and probably nobody will love me, and it's all this fault of this thing. But then you go out and you manage to get a few clients, and you wonder why you have clients that show up and blame you for their problems, or they love you one minute and hate you the next, or they're so full of guilt. Well, I don't think there's a problem with somebody who's risen out of guilt to help somebody who hasn't risen out of guilt. However, what you'll notice is that these are the things that manifest into your life because these are the things you're carrying. So I'm going to call those qualities of your life. So I want you, the other part today that I want to leave you with is manifesting magic is light. What is magic? Oh my gosh, it happened like magic. What did that mean? It just happened. It didn't take a lot of effort. It wasn't a struggle, or I didn't know it was going to happen, or it came from somewhere I didn't expect. All right, magic. What does it mean to you? What if you expected the unexpected, but you didn't expect it to appear in a way that you knew? And suddenly you're looking and you're more open to more things and more people. I'll tell you honestly, I didn't want to live in the city I'm living in right now. When I started to look at houses, I had no idea how I was going to do it, and I really didn't want to live here. And there were certain reasons that I had developed a prejudice against it. I was, it was very close. I was looking, but then I ended up here, and I had to make a moment of realizing this keeps coming up. Maybe I need to set down I don't want to live there because of this, and say, let me look at it. Maybe it's something in this place, and now I'm here, and I love it, and I feel like it's magic, and it's a sanctuary, and it's a sacred place that called me, and I'm manifesting this incredible place to have retreats, and all of this stuff is happening because I actually paid attention to that block right, that I had developed. And instead of feeling stupid about it, blaming myself or feeling ashamed, all that stuff. So you can see these are very low. Regret, grief, why didn't I, can't, all right? So I want you to do that. Now I want you to think about qualities. What energy or flavor do you want in your new life? Okay, what do you want it to be made of? What kind of people, situations, and opportunities do you want it to have? What energy you bring or put or hold when you are creating something infects it, it injects it, okay? So I want you to be aware of that. Now, what you want to do is choose the qualities and begin to practice them. Begin to say, okay, I'm going into this difficult conversation today. What would I like it to feel like? Well, I'd like not to have the conversation. Okay, well, that's not going to happen. I have to accept that the conversation is going to happen. Okay, so what if instead of bringing in resistance, blame, fear someone's going to yell at me, I was always afraid someone's going to yell at me, disapprove of me, criticize me. It slowed down as I was changing, and I don't really have it now, and when it does happen, it doesn't affect me. But at the time when you are attached to that, if somebody does criticize you, it's very painful. And then that makes you go deeper instead of going, oh, great. Now I know that triggers me, and that certainly is not what I want in my new life. I don't want to create relationships with guilt triggers and fear that I'm going to be criticized. Then you're going to have someone who most likely will criticize you, right? I don't want to have the fear of being good enough, or that my body's not right, or, that they might see me without makeup, or this, that, whatever it is, okay? So what your beliefs control what you see and what you do, what you choose and what you get. And I'm using beliefs to encompass energies like thoughts, habits, family beliefs, ancestral beliefs, beliefs that you brought from other lives you may not be aware of, like money means killing, why would I want any? And beliefs that you do know you have, like I'm not good enough and I have to overachieve, and on and on and on, okay? So I'm trying to give you a little taste. Please come to the Intuitive Manifesting Retreat. The best thing, literally, it's $99 right now. It's like, what else can you get that can give you this much back? Nothing. It's ridiculous, okay? So we're going to be doing that tomorrow. Please join me. And now we're going to close today. I'm going to give you a few moments and see what comes through to help you with this things that I've shared with you today. So I want you to write this down. What do I think about manifesting? Because I want you to ponder this more. When you ask it, you're going to uncover unconscious beliefs that you have about manifesting. And some of them might be powerful, so you want to enhance them and thank them and use them and be aware that you have these. And some of them may be disempowering, and you want to know about them, accept them, so that you can transcend them. Beliefs control what I see and do. What you see. So I've shared before that one of my specialties is helping people see things that are already in their life. I told you in the beginning of this, I already have everything I need to manifest the life my soul intended. I am already rich. I am already healthy. I am already. Now don't get attached to the outcome you think should happen. I want more health. It is happening for me. It's unlikely I'm going to look like I'm 23 again. And yet, that would be great. I'm not limiting myself. I'm simply saying, hey, I would like more health and flexibility and flow, and for my body to function at optimal and feel great and be able to enjoy my life and my environment and be physical outside. And whatever way that unfolds, I'm grateful, and I keep moving towards it. All right? So what you see is that you don't believe, that you're worried about finding clients for your business, or that doing what you love isn't going to make you any money, or you're going to be criticized, you're going to fail, people are going to look down on you, or whatever happens to be going on inside of you. or you're nervous about moving to a new place, a new country, a new home, boy, get out of where you are. You need the movement of energy, right? So what you see, like I said, there could be, wouldn't have thought of real estate investing in a million years. I never would have gone to think about that. And yet when it kept showing up in front of my face 7 nights in a row, now I was like, oh, wait a minute, maybe I should pay attention to this, right? So your limitations, your beliefs, your fears, all these inner energies that we're talking about that show up in different ways, they limit what you're able to even perceive is possible, do, and then what you choose, and ultimately what you get, what you experience in your life, okay? And the qualities that you want in your life, okay? So no more doing what used to work. Question everything. What would support me? What would be delightful? I would love to just be able to create, inspired, meet people who love what I do, have the money come in as it's needed, trust it's always going to be there, and enjoy myself today, not in 30 years. Right? Whatever it is, and then let parts of that unfold. Don't be like, it has to happen tomorrow. Let's look at the qualities. I'm going to give you a moment, and then I'm going to bring us into a beautiful energy to embed these. So what energy and flavor do I want my new life to be made of? What are you manifesting? You're manifesting belief in yourself so that you can do your artwork, or you can leave a relationship, or you can move out of a house, or you can believe you can start a business. You can have more harmony in your relationships. You can heal the abuse and the emotional pain or the lack of self-belief. What opportunities would you like to encounter? What kind of people do you want in your life? What kind of situations do you want? These are what I call qualities, okay? So I'm going to leave the scale up for a moment so you can think, ponder, write, look at this, and then we're going to close with a beautiful activation. Okay. Qualities. Wisdom, love. How about just empowerment, permission? Just the first state of power, courage, has within it permission and empowerment. Neutrality has trust and release. You're freer. Willingness has optimism, hope, intention, and inspiration. How about forgiveness? How fabulous is it when your emotional body finally just lets go? Oh, who cares about that? I don't want to blame anybody anymore. I don't want to figure out how to make them do anything. I want to be free. Then your mind comes into harmony and compassion, and love and revelation and reverence and happiness and bliss and serenity, joy, understanding, acceptance. Okay, good. So go ahead, write that down. Actually, I want to share one more quick thing with you. I do love my rocks. I love my plants. I love my symbols. Each is a symbol. I got my big happy Buddha here. And why? Because they hold energy. They have a quality. They have a flavor. So you're making the ice cream flavor, the mix-in flavor of your life. And you're doing it by what you think, what you believe, what you do. And day by day, you can shift it. Don't be in a hurry. Don't judge and push yourself. Simply relax into it. Pyramids hold focus energy, ascension energy. They concentrate energy. Depending what the crystals are, they hold energy. This is for the crown chakra. This is for angelic connections. This is for prosperity and health and vibrancy. This is for communication, right? Love for the heart and clarity with the citrine. And then you've got all of the things that make you feel good. I got a unicorn. Okay? So please remember the frequencies that you're around affect the qualities that you're holding, which affect what you see, what you choose, what you believe is possible, whether you stay open for that new thing. I know when something doesn't work out the way I thought, something even better is about to come through. Okay, so join me for intuitive manifesting, please. All right, so relax, close your eyes. Let's see, we're going to, okay. So the crystal the selenite wand and the rose quartz point pillar have asked. So in your right hand, feel and accept that you are holding a rose quartz pillar with a point at the top. Feel the coolness. Say hello. Open yourself to receive through this hand, through this love, and the frequency and quality of this crystal. In your left hand, you are holding a rough, glowing white selenite wand. This is connecting you to the angelic realms, the messengers, and the communication. Receive that. These two energies are now here to assist you in receiving and downloading the qualities and the new way to manifest your life. So take a deep breath in. Draw the rose quartz energy up your right arm and the selenite energy up your left arm and let them blend in your heart. I accept these beautiful energies to align me to the qualities that are optimal for me at this time. When you let the breath out, that intention goes with it. Let it float through your body, taking this message with it. Feel the angelic realms, feel the love, and all of this is opening your heart. Your heart is now a loving receiver of messages. Wonderful. What are the qualities that are optimal for me to bring into my mind, my body, my emotions in this moment and in this day? I am ready to release the emotions that are low and not serving me anymore, blocking my flow of divine manifestation and connection to my truth, my talents, and my gifts. Now relax. I'm ready to receive. Ready to receive, feel, see. Now with all of your senses open, relaxed and receiving, simply allow the qualities to come to you in whatever way. Receive them, accept them, and let these two beautiful guides bring them in to your heart. Now you can continue to receive and feel this. Come back and repeat this. This is about allowing the energies that are optimal for you to come forward and inspire you. So before we close, I want to share what came to me, and it was a surprise. Okay? So I do this work all the time, and I kind of live it and walk it and talk it, but it doesn't mean I'm perfect. I'm certainly not free from all of my fears. I'm like a completely different person in a completely different reality than most of my life. And yet, I'm still in process. And so I had my guides, and I was simply open to what is the quality that I is most optimal for me to bring into my day, every moment of the day, to align me with who I'm meant to be, to align with the life my soul intended. And what I saw and felt was a pillar similar to this around me. It looked more like citrine or maybe smoky quartz, and it was very tall, up, and came to a point, and the point was shiny, and I felt strong and tall, standing with a straight back and completely present, and nothing weighing me down, nothing fears, no worries. I was just clear, and I heard trust, and it was like trust, and I thought, oh, okay, trust. All right, this is the quality I need to bring into my moments. All right, tell me about trust. What does that look like? How am I meant to do this? And then it said truth. And all of this energy opened above my head in this clear flow of information. And it was stand in your truth, be your truth, so those kind of cliches. However, what I felt was very real. Except what I'm designed to do, that I am a clear and open channel, that I've been refining this and learning this for so long, that I have very powerful skills and abilities to help people. I love it so much. Of course, I would like to reach more people, and yet this is probably one of the things that will do that in whatever way is optimal, instead of me chasing all that business building stuff anymore. And so it was the feeling and the sensation that I had and I felt, that stand in your truth every step of the day, from when you wake up to when you go to the bathroom, to when you're cooking, to when you're working with a client, whatever you're doing. Are you standing in your truth? Or are you sort of part of you feeling like, oh, okay, hopefully this will work out, or I hope that I don't blow this. I shared earlier on the Mercury retrograde live stream that Mercury, this has been, wow, oh my goodness, it continues the wild ride of Mercury this time. And I really do not have a lot of challenges with Mercury retrograde. I don't buy into the negativity of it, but it is getting my attention over and over, and miscommunications. And like last night, power cut. Okay, I waited about a half hour, and then I said, okay, Donna, we're not going to reach everybody in time. It takes over 5 hours to get our email to the whole list. So if you went last night for this, my apologies. You probably didn't get the notice for a couple of hours. I know some of my students did text me, and I was able to share with you. Go to Facebook. Donna will usually post something there for us to let you know. However, that was just Mercury saying no. And Mercury was right. I had other things that needed my focus, and it always unfolds correctly. So instead of feeling a bunch of, oh no, and people are going to be mad, and I didn't do it right, and then this will happen, and that will happen, that's the old me. And I don't live way down there, but she has a little bit of a voice, bossy pants, right, in there. And this feeling I was given just now was like, this truth needs to be fully embodied. Instead of embodying some of it, I've had some of you say, well, I got that in our activation, and then I put it in the hall, and I walk by and go, yeah, that's there, but I'm not going to quite embody it yet. And I've done that too. So that feeling, the sensation, the image, I'll repeat it. I'll tap into it again, and I'll keep asking myself, what does that feel like to trust and to be in the space of being the truth of me. So like I said, we're always on a journey to deeper acceptance, deeper self-love, deeper self-value, so that we can each be who we were designed to be. We can each be why we're here, and we can each be in the quality, bringing these qualities. Here's the thing. You change the qualities you're carrying, thoughts, minds, beliefs, the energy. You're going to change what you experience, the type of people that you attract, the type of relationships, the way things unfold, how money comes to you. All of that changes because you're putting out a different frequency, and it's like attracts like. This is one reason I love homeopathy. Like heals like. If it gives you this disease, it will heal you, but in its essence form, right? So like attracts like. And so if I have more trust in myself and my truth, let's look at that for a minute. So if I embody that more and more in my day, it's going to change the vibration I'm putting out. That means that I'm going to have more trusting relationships. There will be more trust in me. There'll be more trustworthy people, trustworthy interactions. There'll be more truth, I love truth. I can't stand chit chat. I can't stand being on these social media things. Blah, 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 blah. I just don't like it. I don't like getting sucked into other people's energies and conversations and people. Someone commented on my Facebook post about the Intuition Summit tomorrow. And the headline said something, create a life that feels good to you. And I thought about that headline. It wasn't actually the one I asked my team to put up, but that's okay. Because yes, we're not in the new age anymore where it's just like, I just want to feel good. We've realized that's, yes, the qualities you put out, you want to be saying, this is how I want to feel. This is how you want to feel when stuff sucks, and this is how I want to feel when stuff is great. I don't want to be like this, woo, controlled by everything else around me. So, this person said, that you don't always get things that feel good. Sometimes you have to go through difficult things, and it's good for you. And I'm just like, thank you. Because I'm not going to get involved in that conversation. Of course I know that. Any of you who've been with me, I talk all the time about, hey, it's an up and down. What you want to do is master your emotion, master your energy, then you master your manifestation, then you master control. Oh my God, this whole thing fell apart. That must mean something even better is there because I said this or something better. Oh my goodness, this is great. Okay, well, then how differently are you going to experience, react to, and act when something doesn't work out the way you want? A client didn't pay you or took the money back, or a speaking gig you got fell apart, or whatever. Oh my goodness, something amazing must be about to happen. Okay, metamorphosis and breakdown has to happen. Let it go. Don't do the old thoughts. Don't do the old way of doing things. Let them come forward so you can be aware of them, acknowledge them, let them go, and start to create yourself, because then what you see in your relationships, everything will begin to reflect these new qualities. And again, don't get frustrated. Don't blame yourself. Don't judge yourself if it doesn't happen in 2 seconds. All right, keep repeating it, repeating it, repeating it, repeating it, repeating it. Repeating it until it's a habit. It's effortless. Wonderful. All right. Hi, Precious Jewel. Let's see here. Who else had something? Dolphins. Peace to the ocean. Hello, all. Self-worth is a huge block, Pat. Yes, it is. And what I discovered when I started working with people around money, the idea of money, it goes very deep. The idea of money is tied to your self-worth, your self-image. So if you don't feel worthy at some level, making more money is difficult because you don't feel like you're good enough. You don't feel like you're worthy of it. I have had people making good money who don't feel like they're working hard enough for it. I have people who've received money as a gift that they feel guilty about it, like it's drug money or something, like, oh, I didn't work hard, maybe it's not good money, or maybe I should feel guilty that I got it and other people didn't get it. So self-worth is simply, okay, instead of seeing it as a big block, it's simply an energy that you're carrying that's been reinforced for many lives and many facets of your soul, and you are here right now because it's ready to metamorphosize. So what is breaking down, or what you're aware of bumping into, I keep having this pain, I keep having this fear, I keep having this throat, whatever it is. Oh, okay. It's speaking to me. This is great. We are going to begin to realize it, accept it, transform it. Bending a fork, being one with energy. I sang to it, you are one with me and I am one with you. Won't you play with me? Won't you bend for me? How wonderful. I love that. I bent in half and it bent all the way like a Gumby. Awesome. Way to go. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you. Hi, Julie Pumpkin. I think about you so much, Julie. Oh, my goodness. I hope you come tomorrow if you can. And remember, you don't have to be there the whole time. You can always finish it later. You'll have the replays by the end of the day, and you don't have to come live at all, although it's a lot of fun. And we're going to have a reunion. I'm also adding that. So in November sometime, we're going to have a reunion. We're going to come back together and share our manifesting stories. Okay? So let's go ahead and close. I'm feeling some most beautiful energy. There's a lot of playful dolphin energy. There's some nautilus energy here, some Fibonacci spiral type energy. We give great thanks for this beautiful sacred space, this gathering, and this new awareness that I have received. that we have received, and we now gift this out to the world. What doesn't work for you anymore, we invite you to release it. Feel like you're just sending that out as a gift to the whole world. No expectations, no attachments to whether people use it, and into the core. And what are the qualities that no longer serve me to carry around? And I accept that I have the freedom to release them. And what are the qualities that I'm ready to receive? And I want you to see yourself sending those out from your heart, your angelic, loving heart, filled with this energy, sending those qualities out, receiving them, accepting them, becoming them, and sharing them, sending it out, out, out. All around the planet, into the planet, and up into the core of Gaia. We give great thanks to the Light Body Healing Council in this sacred infinity healing chamber, our higher selves, our body intelligence, our blueprints, and our guides, and our guardian angels. We give great thanks to the crystal kingdom and all the parts of Gaia, from air and sun and earth and water and fire. We give great thanks to the lava, to the new land being formed in the Canary Islands, and to the changes in Gaia, the metamorphosis that we are undergoing and the metamorphosis that she is undergoing. Thank you for the guidance, assistance, love, and help and community as we walk through this most exciting and challenging of times. We are here in the perfect place at the perfect time. I am that I am, E.A. Escher, E.A., and I am in my optimal flow. May this circle be open yet unbroken, and our connection to this new qualities and clarities go with us with every step, look, touch, and breath. In la ketcha la kin, my loves. I am another you, you are another me. We are one. And in this oneness, in this unity, I want to tell you 2022 is going to be one hell of an amazing year. We're going to be breaking down still, and we're going to be coming together. It's about unity. So I hope I get to see you, and I hope you have a beautiful and blessed day, and I hope you share this with everybody. Namaste. Faith and trust too. Awesome. I actually have selenite and rose quartz by my bed, so I use them. Sweet. Very good. Oh, thank you for the poem, Julie. I will look at it. All right, everybody. Bye-bye.